Hello everyone, my name is Christina Johnson and I will be sharing with you how the United States is not the land of the free, but instead is the land of the incarcerated and the scandalous profit making. We all know that the United States is a capitalist country, and I'll be sharing with you just one of the ways the United States profits off of cruelty, which is the functioning that they have of private immigration centers. In general, there are over 200 immigration prisons, and 70% of detainees are in the private facilities. Most of the immigrants in these prisons did not commit criminal offenses, but are facing criminal charges. In 2019, there was a world record of 69,550 migrant children in U.S. detention centers. Typically, when someone is undocumented and is caught, they are deported shortly after apprehension. However, under the Trump administration and the zero tolerance policy, even asylum seekers are facing criminal prosecution. So I'm going to lay out exactly how these private prisons make millions. One of the ways they make millions is by maximizing their profits by doing budget cuts on things that are necessary to run their facilities properly. For example, food, healthcare, and staffing. They also profit off of setting high bail bonds of up to $7,500. But their biggest moneymaker of all is initially arresting as many immigrants as they can and keeping them detained for as long as they can. Companies have seen such a great profit in detaining migrants that they have allegedly implemented family detention contracts in order to fill beds and keep them filled. These facilities make so much money doing this because with each person they detain, the government provides subsidies. And instead of using this money from the government respectfully, they use it to profit instead. GEO, a contractor with ICE, reported in 2014 that their quarterly profit increased by $30 million by implementing family detention centers. Likewise, CoreCivic, another contractor with ICE, profited $245 million in revenue in 2015 because of their contracts with families. Now I'm going to talk about the consequences and cruelty behind it all. Cutting costs on essentials like healthcare, food, and staffing has resulted in untrained security guards, a lack of needed medical supplies, having one doctor oversee over 1,000 detainees, incompetent nurses, and the cutting of staff has led to the incarcerated doing a majority of labor work to run the facilities. So they're pretty much making slaves out of the immigrants. In combination with cutting costs and the lack of monitoring, because they are privately ran, this has also resulted in deaths brought on by neglect and improper health care, such as ignoring typical signs of a heart attack, depriving immigrants of their medications, and suicide of a mentally ill detainee who was wrongfully put in isolation. Not to mention, they do not provide routine vaccinations such as the flu vaccine, etc. During a surprise inspection by DHS to 4 different ICE facilities, they reported that they found moldy food, open meat, uncooked meat in the refrigerator that was leaking blood all over the refrigerator. Detainees were not provided with proper hygiene or clothing. They were deprived of their outside recreation time. The bathrooms were moldy. And they even discovered nooses hanging in people's cells. An investigation into the facilities has found that a lack of oversight and medical violations has indeed contributed to 8 deaths. In addition, ICE does not prosecute or punish their contractors who have failed the system requirements. Now, if that doesn't scream inhumane injustice, I don't know what does.